reaction to the spate of unemployment in the country amid insecurity, more Nigerians are taking up the challenge of empowering the youths of the country through mentorship and direct business involvement. Using the real estate sector, there seems to be breath of fresh air for the Nigerian youths. And joining us is Dr. Stephen Akintayo, who is the Chief Executive Officer as well as the Managing Director of Gtext Global, a real estate company with a highly innovative and young workforce. Akintayo is also the founder and president of Infinity Foundation and a non-governmental organization which assists orphans and vulnerable children as well as mentor young minds. Well, the foundation has assisted over 1,500 orphans and vulnerable children. It has also partnered with over 25 orphanage homes in the country. Thank you so much, Dr. Akintayo, for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So unemployment is a big part of Nigeria's problems. There's no gainsaying that. And many believe it is the reason for the rampant insecurity in the country. Well, as a big investor in the real estate sector, how can the property business contribute to solving this problem?
Well, all over the world, real estate has been the largest employer of labor. Agriculture, many people don't understand, is also part of real estate. Tourism is real estate. And even in terms of healthcare, you need real estate to expand that too. And we've seen several economies like Dubai, where real estate had been the catalyst for national growth, economic growth. And for me is that we need to begin to take responsibility for Nigeria's health, security issues, and economic issues. Government alone can't do it. We're not trying to speak for the government, but the reality is that it's high time private sector comes in and begins to see how can you use your business to employ people. For example, we have committed to, in the next 5 years, indirectly employing 500,000 people through our brokerage program, where 15% of our income goes there. So we have been doing a series of trainings where people who are able to help us use social media, use their network, and where they are also trained to market our property, get between 10 to 15% of the cost of that property. That way they indirectly have a job and they can take care of their families. And we currently have people under that program right now. And we just need to do more.
Okay. Akintayo, you seem quite vocal about youth empowerment, but do you really believe this generation of youths are listening?
We are listening. I'm part of that generation, and we really are listening. The challenge sometimes is that I think the system is not supporting what we're doing. I, for example, started a business 13 years ago with just 1,000 naira. I will build a multi-billion naira real estate company today. However, many other people are not even privileged to have that opportunity because in my own case, my mother had died. My father wasn't too much active in how I was running things at that point. But some people, they even want to try business. Their parents are saying, get out of here. I'm not sure this will work. So sometimes the youth are not able to take actions on what they are learning because they are not even getting that support that encourages entrepreneurship. And that's why we're putting together trainings like this, and we're constantly there to say, if I can do it, your son can do it, your daughter can do it, others can do it. You just need to let them be.
Well, there's a debate over the role of technology in building and job cuts in the rail sector. Where is the place of technology in all of this?
So, I mean, for me, one of the things I remember I've been sharing in recent times is that a generation that does not understand this type of technology cannot create the job, okay, for this youth. For example, many of the people running the government today do not even know how to use technology. The same thing even with the military, with the police. We want to solve security issues, but these guys are using social media. They're using WhatsApp. They're using several apps to do sometimes positively, sometimes negatively. And if you don't even understand how these things can be used positively, for example, the same Facebook you're using to do something wrong or troll people who are successful, you can use that same Facebook to sell property. And Nigerians in diaspora will buy from you. Okay, and you get to keep 15% of the cost of that property. But if we don't, educate people and encourage them to say, this technology can also be used positively. For example, technology is now being used in creation of solar power, for properties all over the world. Of course, Akon City is going to be powered by renewable energy. One of the things that our company is doing is to be the largest builder of green and smart homes in Africa. And so you want to use technology to create, electricity, to generate electricity. You want smart homes where you can use your phone to open your door. You can check, even for security. You know everything happening in your house, even if you are in the UK, in Nigeria, in Abuja, in Bayelsa, you can know what's going on in your house in Lagos or somewhere else. So technology, and the youth know how to run these things. Okay, but the platforms sometimes are not there. Some of us are not open to engaging them. And for us, we just say, this has to happen.
Okay, let's talk about your upcoming event, the Global Property Brokers Conference for property brokers. Yeah. You have speakers lined up that are not necessarily youths or even aligned to real estate. Yeah. Some might ask, why is this?
So I actually, most of them are into real estate. The only person not into real estate is Dr. John Maxwell. And the reason why we had to host him also for the event is because everything begins with leadership. One of the things that I just can't understand about how Nigeria is run politically is how, when things go bad, a governor, a senator, a president cannot take responsibility. Right? And that is trickling down, where people don't understand that any change begins with leadership. And leadership starts with you. So for us, if you want to go into real estate sector, you have to take responsibility as a leader. And that's why Dr. John Maxwell is one of our speakers. But you have also Grant Cardone, who's done over $2.5 billion in real estate. You have Ryan Sahant, who is world #1 property broker. He's helped developers sell over $1 billion worth of property every year. And of course, we have Olumide Emmanuel and myself, of course, other speakers who are also going to be helping us understand. Because one of the beautiful things about property brokerage is that you don't need money to do it. I started 13 years ago without capital. I wasn't from a rich home. And we've built multi-billionaire real estate company today. Anybody can do that. You don't need money to be a broker. You just need to learn how to use social media, how to build network, how to be courteous in dealing with people so that they can be open to doing business with you. And it's going to be a great event. We're having a hybrid event where Physically is holding at Landmark Event Center, Oniru, here in Lagos. However, because we're also in Dubai and UK and US, we have offices there, we're also opening having a fiscal session in Dubai also, same day, same time. And for those, we are hosting over 10,000 people online. So it's a hybrid event. You can attend physically if you're in Lagos or in Dubai, or you can attend online on the website. You just need to go register on the website and you will be hooked on to us live.
Okay, let me just ask you what your general thoughts are on Nigeria's current infrastructure deficits, especially when it comes to housing. Despite the housing schemes backed upon by the federal government, and sometimes the state government, we seem to have negligible impact. What is holding back the sector? The
banking sector. You know, if I want to buy a property in Dubai or in the US or in the UK, I have no business with government. Okay, the partnership has been done at the back end, that the banks can, I just need to deposit maybe 10%, 20%. The bank will, of course, check my record, my credit rating, and they're going to give the developer the remaining part of the money. So that's why, in fact, when Nigerians in diaspora tell me, Dr. Stephen, you know, your properties are too expensive, I say, no, properties are cheaper in Nigeria compared to the US or UK or Dubai. The least, for example, we sell property also in Dubai. The cheapest we do is $250,000. Now, for that same 5-bedroom or 2-bedroom, you will get, for less than $50,000 in Nigeria. But the problem in Nigeria is that the banks, in partnership with the government, haven't come. You need the commercial banks. You don't need to go to a mortgage bank, okay, to be able to buy a property in the UK or in the US. You don't need to go to any government agency. Like I said, they've already have those partnerships. So all you're just doing is to go to your regular bank or any other lender and say, I want to buy this property. And they give you the money. So that's what needs to happen if you really want to change that sector in Nigeria. And more importantly, get those who are doing the business in the formulation of the policy for that industry. But it's just insane to see politicians, okay, always bringing their cronies to make decisions that touch the lives of an average Nigerian. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I mean, if in another discussion we could raise the issue of the challenges of banks and the security, or what you call it, the risks they have to absorb in this climate. But let me address a question that some might say is the elephant in the room. How do you say woo people, Nigerians in diaspora, to invest in property in Nigeria amidst this climate of insecurity? And on the back of that, what do you feel should be the role of the private sector if we are to accept that creating an enabling environment is pinned on the issue of solving the matter of insecurity?
Very good question. For Nigerians in diaspora is engagement. One of the things that has helped us is because we have offices in Dubai, in the US, and the UK, and I do a lot of conferences and meetings to say, look, this will not last. Okay? Tough times don't last, tough people do. Nigeria is going through a tough time now, but other nations have been there too. American democracy is over 200 years. They've had their own civil war. And sometimes when we just compare, other Nigeria to other countries, sometimes we're not fair. That anywhere where you've merged people of different tribes, different religions together, there's bound to be frictions here and there. But we will navigate this and we will overcome this at some point, definitely. So engaging, and I wish government can be doing that also, so that while we private sector engage Nigerians in diaspora, the government too can give that backup, okay, to say, yes, we're doing this. So, private sector, we're coming in, we're empowering our people, we're training, and we're making it happen.
And that's a good place to leave it. Thank you so much, Dr. Akintayo. We wish you the best with your upcoming event.